If you're battling low self esteem, this video is for you. I wanted to talk about just a few steps that I took that helped me get rid of my low self esteem. For a long time, I just felt like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't pretty enough. No matter how much I worked on myself, I never felt like my self esteem was at a high. One of the things that helped me was to go to therapy, and my therapist gave me such great tips. So I wanted to share some of the tips with you guys. The first thing I had to come to terms with was accepting compliments. That was so hard, believe it or not. It's like you want the compliment and you get it, but you always think maybe somebody's lying or they're just being nice. So when someone would be like, "Oh, I like your work," or "I think you look nice," and I'm just like, are you just being nice to me? Is this real? Do you really feel that way? Are you saying that because you're my friend? Are you saying that because you're my family? Or do you really mean it? Because a lot of women, when we get compliments, we say, "Oh no, oh, this whole old thing. Oh, girl, no, you look good." Or, "No, girl, like," and then you just don't receive. Our first reaction is to give all the time when we have low self esteem. It's okay to say thank you and sit in that and really receive the compliment. And if you want to compliment the person back, then you do it. Receive so that your cup is full, so then you're able to encourage others. The second thing I had to work on was being indecisive. I could not make a decision without asking someone what they thought about it. That's a sign of low self esteem. If you cannot make decisions on your own and stick to the decision and really believe in your decision, then that's just something that you're going to have to work on. The exercise I had to do was to just make decisions without asking anyone, without wondering what their thoughts were. I just made the decisions and I had to accept the outcome of the decision. After making all these decisions on my own, it really gave me more confidence in myself because I was like, oh my gosh, I can make decisions by myself. I don't need anyone. And it just really built my self esteem. The third thing was that I stopped speaking negatively to myself. Oh, guys, that was such a hard thing to do because I was the queen of just complimenting everyone else and never complimenting myself. I will never forget the day when I was talking to my therapist and she said, "Wow, it sounds like you're proud of yourself." The tears that were teared that day, that's not a word, but the tears that I cried that day, because I never felt proud of myself about anything. I never complimented myself. I never told myself that I was doing a great job because even when I did a great job, it was just never good enough. Even when I feel like the low self esteem is starting to creep back in, I say, no, I am all these good things. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am capable. I say all the affirmations because at the end of the day, letting the self esteem creep back in is just going to play mind games. So I just know to just let it go at the time. Another thing that helped me with my self esteem was self care. Before, I would never do my hair, never do my makeup, never do my nails because I just didn't feel worthy of these things because I felt like I didn't work hard enough for these things. I'm not good enough for these things. Why should I? Why should I put any effort in? Because it all goes back to self love. So once I started really taking care of myself, really taking care of the outside, even though the inside, of course, matters, the outside always reflects what's going on inwards. So when you look good, you feel good. So when I started to just do self care and really like taking care of myself, and I'm not gonna lie, I still struggle with self care. Sometimes I'm like, I didn't do anything all day and I feel so guilty. But there's nothing wrong with that. Self-care is will definitely help you just boost up your self-esteem and just really do the inner work because you deserve it. You deserve all the good things. The other thing that helped me with my low self esteem was to get rid of perfectionism. Oh my goodness, was I a perfectionist? Everything had to be perfect at all times, and that is a sign of low self-esteem because you don't believe that unless you show up perfectly that people are going to accept you or accept what you do. I'm a photographer, so every time I shoot, I am a perfectionist. If I'm editing, it's a problem because I would stare at an image for 7 hours straight until I get it perfect. But that's a part of my job. And I'm still working on my perfectionism when it comes to my work. But when it comes to myself, I am less about perfectionism. I'm like, you know what? This is just who I am. This is what I look like. This is my voice. Do I always like it? No, I don't. But these are just things that I'm just working on. And all these things that have helped me with my self esteem, I haven't really, I'm not going to say that I've arrived, like I know everything, but I know that these are the things that helped me boost up my self-esteem. I'm still working on a lot of things internally, but I can tell you with these steps, you will be in a better place mentally, emotionally, and also physically. So speak kindly to yourself. There's enough issues in the world. Why should you be your own enemy? Tell yourself that you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you're capable. There's nothing wrong with that. And I hope that you love yourself and I hope you stay confident, stay shining, and don't let anybody bring you down. If you want a part two, let me know. I would love to give more tips on self confidence.